live. Welcome to another episode of Foreign and Domestic. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone out there is doing good. And in true fashion, we'll get started with Alan B. Pro.
Well, howdy, everybody. Glad to be here this week. Before I do anything, though,
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So I got a lot happening over the past couple of weeks, but right at the moment in the side chat is West S67 Rebels out there, Ferrets with Guns, Josh Benware, Lone Wolf 76, and some oddball thing. This thing's acting weird on me. Bearded CB82. Big Al is out there. Hope everything's going as good as it can there, Big Al. Broke Loader Chico Wise. Chris 338. Daniel here in the room. Jesse B Outdoors Jet 001. JH5 here in the room. Phil M. Rivers here in the room, Tactical Swede here in the room, V-Borg out there. Keep your ducks in a row. V-Borg swings a heavy blue wrench. There's more than likely others that are popping in, but for some oddball reason, my system is like Jared Pierce out there, Kyle Lusk out there as well. Big Papa. Side chat filling up pretty quick. Good to see everybody out there tonight. Tonight is sponsored by Cider Boys. When chicks leave alcohol in your fridge, Cider Boys.
Also brought to you by water. Mine's probably better than his.
Yeah, more than likely.
All right. With that being said, we have a great panel with us. We will start with the one, the only, the biggest pussy on YouTube.
What's up, gentlemen? How we doing? Good to get on here again. The first live stream in the new Swede Studios 2.0. So things are coming along with the house. On the YouTube side of things, it's been a little slow just because. Nobody told me that owning a house was so much work. But damn, I've been busy every weekend doing something. But yeah, it's good to get back on here and hang out with you guys a little bit. So thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Always good to see you and glad to see things are going well and everyone's coming together, man. It looks awesome.
Yeah, man. Soon back there, we're going to have that reloading bench set up. So I'll be picking your brain.
Heck yeah, man. We'll get you going. Absolutely. Mr. Phil M. Rivers.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I appreciate the link. And haven't been around much, but I do appreciate being on.
Always good to have you, man. Always good to have you. Then we have Eaten by Goats.
Oh, hey, Scotsman, thanks for having me on. Alan, nice seeing you. Jamie, you too. Tactical Swede, long time no see. And Phil M. Rivers, long time no see there either. But Tactical Swede, when you own a house, the work never ends.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine saying there's always a next project. So,
yeah. And when you got everything fixed in the house, the dishwasher breaks.
So you got lots to look forward to. Then we have the one, the only, JH586. What's up, brother?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. Long time no see, Mr. Phil. Glad you're here. Alan, always the professional. Swede, every time he introduces you like that, I'm thinking, who in the hell is going to answer to that? And you do every time.
It's like a badge of pride, man. I love it.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be here. Thanks for sending me a link, guys.
Absolutely, man. Always good having you.
Thank you.
So, I do have one thing to start us off. Let me grab the link. Throw it out there. Hang on 1 second. My computer wants to work. It doesn't, as usual. All right. So I just threw a link out there, and you guys need to read this. And then what you need to do once you read it is I need you to go to this one. And I need you to go tell her how you support her. She actually stood up and did something pro Second Amendment, put out a video shooting her firearm at a range, and was hounded upon because it's violent rhetoric. So a U.S. senator actually stood up and did something right, and is being hounded for it. So let's get behind her. Let's give her a call, support her, let her know we're here, we support her. I know everyone's reading it now.
Yeah.
Everybody's popping open windows and trying to chase this down. Now, I haven't personally heard very much about this particular Amanda Chase, but so far, from what you've just said, absolutely. How could it be considered violent rhetoric if she's at a range shooting her pistol? If she's just doing that, that's absurd.
I guess it was to do with the title of what she put out when she released the video. One of her Democratic parties decided it was violent rhetoric and called her out for it.
Well, that was from what I just read on the thing. She did that ad after her Democratic opponent said that she's not afraid to shoot down, pro-gun people. Huh. I mean, that's the violent talk rhetoric. That's nuts. Where's she out of, Scotsman?
I think it was Virginia. I have to check. Let me check that.
Yeah, Virginia is correct.
Yeah, Virginia. Yep. So give her a call and let her know, hey, we support you. Keep doing what you do. Don't back down.
So what
Thanks.
state is this happening in?
She's out of Virginia.
I tell you, those liberals, they keep running their mouths. And anytime anybody stands up, I mean, they turn around and call them racist, violent, and everything else. And all they're doing is just answering back to the trash those people are spewing out.
Mm-hmm. No, they're fighting against the free speech. There's no such thing.
So since the last Foreign and Domestic, we've had the Democratic debates, which to me was appalling. How you guys can be running for president and not have a single United States flag on that stage is ridiculous. But I digress. The statements made by Beto, keeping in mind a man that could not walk in and purchase a firearm anywhere, a man with a criminal record that would ban him from having firearms, is being guarded with our tax dollars by personnel with fully automatic firearms is calling for buybacks of AR-15s and AKs and everything else. The next few days later, the man goes out and is essentially having a town hall meeting in front of, and he's confronted and by a 5 foot, 100-pound woman going, I'm 5 foot, I weigh 100 pounds, I got 3 kids. How do you expect me to be able to defend myself? And essentially, he danced. He danced completely around the issue. He did not answer the question at all. It was like a prepared statement. It was like a prepared response on what he gave her. He's proclaiming that, yeah, we're going to buy all these back, and not stating how they're going to do that. Okay, so what is there? 15 million AR-15s in this country? What are they going to give everybody $1 for it? Ain't happening. How he's going to accomplish it is completely out in left field.
Yeah, let him go door to door and try and get him. If he's so, we're going to take your AR-15s. All right, come on, buddy.
It's not going to happen. But what I was going to say is, if it's free speech only if you agree with what they're saying. If it's not, then it's not free speech. Then,
Facts.
yeah, then you're a racist.
Yep, that's it.
Well, and we see a lot of that. Now, the left would say, and I'll play devil's advocate here, the leftists will say, well, there's extremists on both sides. And the name calling happens all the time from the Republican side, but that's not the case. You watch some of the Senate meetings, and it's absolutely it's sickening to me. How they're getting away with complete and utter disregard for the Constitution, and it violates the First Amendment, because I can't say what I want to say anymore without possibly getting red flagged. And then the government's going to come in and seize all my firearms because of something I possibly could have said. Now, if I make an actual threat, that's one thing. If I make a threat in writing, I post it on some social media website, that's another game altogether. There's a video floating around of a 15-year-old kid, I believe it was, and cops are at the kid's house. They're searching the house for weapons because he made an actual threat to shoot up his school on social media. And so law enforcement is now using the red flag law, which there was laws before it that they could have used, because that's still considered terrorist threats, and terrorist threats were illegal before red flag laws were in place at all. So they could have used the laws that were already on the books, but nevertheless, the mother is standing out with the son, and she's like, oh, not my boy, not my boy. And law enforcement's like, we don't know that. He made an actual threat. He posted it on social media. So your kid is going to be arrested. He's getting locked up until we get this sorted out. And if you have any weapons, we're taking them.
Well, you saw the extended red flag laws have been extended now to in New York to teachers. Teachers can now go ahead and call it in. If they suspect something, they can go ahead and call it in, and they'll show up at the house.
Yeah, that's one thing that scares me though, is that, you know, red flag laws going into effect, and it can, you know, if someone's mad at you or something, they can turn you in and say that you did this or that, and they haven't come out with any real severe penalties for those that make false threats.
Yeah, and it's on you to prove that you're not. That's
Right.
the total opposite way that it's supposed to be. It's
Right.
it's
The
jacked
Fourth
up.
Amendment is thrown out the window.
You know how people get on, YouTube and stuff like that will go get somebody swatted. It's just going to turn into the next swatting, the whole red flag. You imagine being on one of these live chats one day, then all of a sudden, boom, here comes the sheriff's department or city police rolling in.
And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure lives have been lost in this mess already.
Yeah, actually, I read a report the other day that, geez, and I can't remember where it was, but law enforcement got a call and went to go enforce a red flag law, and it was probably like the third or fourth one that they've gone out on the call for. When they approached the home, a 61-year-old gentleman opened the door with a handgun in his hand. He proceeded to set the handgun down and speak with the officers. And the officers didn't find him to be threatening at all, until they said, well, we're here on a red flag call, so we need to take all of your weapons. The man then went to go reach for the handgun and was struck multiple times by law enforcement. So they are enforcing these anti-constitutional laws, just out of the fear of safety. So yeah, I mean, I just read that one the other day. I wish I recalled where it was out of.
If it's the same one I'm thinking of, I think it was Washington, and I think they came in at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was like very, very early in the morning. Very early in the morning.
Don't bang on someone's door at 5 o'clock in the morning that you expect them to answer with a gun, especially in my neighborhood.
And I had read another article about another older gentleman that they went to go serve his at 3 in the morning. Somebody comes pounding on my door at 3 in the morning. You best bet I've got a firearm in my hand before I leave the bed.
Facts.
Maryland at 517 from C4 Defense. Thank you, sir.
Okay, when they're coming in at that time of the morning, and that's what they're going to do because they want to wake you up. They want to shock you, but that's premeditated. They're coming in all hyped up. They know what they're doing. They're coming in when you're half asleep. You're not thinking straight. Yeah.
But that's the worst. I mean, that's the worst thing you can do, because somebody knocking on your door at that time of night, you're going to be on edge. And, it's a bad situation all around. You're just asking for people to get killed.
Well, and they're not walking up going, "Excuse me, sir." No, they're pounding on that door. And, I get somebody pounding on my door at 5 o'clock in the morning. You best bet I'm going to have a firearm in my hand before I step out of bed.
And I just gotta throw this out there. Isn't most people that own firearms always have a loaded gun beside the bed? You don't have to
The-
be too awake to grab the gun and go to the door to see what's going on.
Yeah, and
and
or
that-
by the door.
And that's when they're going to get you.
And if you don't answer the door, they'll just kick it in and come in anyway. It just depends upon if they're going to throw flash or something in the process.
And they probably will. But let me say this. I've got a soft spot in my heart for law enforcement officers. They have a tough job. But any of them that's doing this, I'm sorry, and I don't want to sound harsh or anything. Please don't judge me. But you come in somebody's house that time of morning, you're pretty much going to get what you deserve. But what's going to happen is they're going to shoot down a bunch of gun owners is what's going to happen.
Well, it's the same tactics that law enforcement and albeit so, I got a respect for law enforcement. But it's the same tactics that they would use on crack houses. You know, they're going to be coming in the door 3, 4, 5 o'clock early in the morning.
How you know that, Chico?
Chico's got experience.
Dirty stuff, man. He knows.
Chico live in the dirty South. That's why he knows.
Yeah. And now you got me reading here. I didn't see Razor.
Yeah, it's completely it's a good tactic that SWAT has used forever that I know of. It makes perfect and complete sense to do it that way. I mean, even crack houses, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, usually right before dawn. Is when they'll go in. And even in some of these smaller communities where they don't have specialized forces to go in and do it, they take every man they can and armor them up and stack them on doors.
I'm just glad I live in the sticks and I know the sheriff's department.
I would be really, really ecstatic to see someone like Beto go in first. Go ahead.
Well, there you go, Scott. That's what's going to have to happen. And when I say this is premeditated, they got this thing planned out. Like they've got it planned out that they're going in at 4:35, 5:17, as that guy says. Well, they're probably at Dunkin' Donuts about 3:30, getting all wired up on coffee and donuts before they go in to do this thing. So they're already on edge, and I don't blame them. If you're walking in somebody's house to take their guns, you need to be on edge.
Now, if you're going to go in and take down a crack house, I mean, yeah, that's the time to go in the middle of the night when they fell asleep, 3, 4 in the morning. But if you're going in on one of these red flag calls, there is no reason why you can't go in at 3 in the afternoon to 5 or 6 in the afternoon when everybody's awake, and you come in, you knock at the door. I mean, it's not a crack house you're going into. You have somebody making an accusation that is unfounded, and it's against the Constitution, anyways.
Yeah,
You go in there.
I can tell you for a fact that if somebody knocks on my door at 3 o'clock in the afternoon versus 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to react very differently to those knocks.
Yeah.
I agree. I think we all are. And like Chico was saying, that pound with a 4D cell mini mag or mag light at 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, there you go.
Yeah, and so the extreme left praises all these red flags because it's gonna eliminate so much of the gun problem. Fact of the matter is that firearms owners are the least likely to commit crimes. All the statistics prove so. They don't want to admit those statistics. And these are from slightly credible services that produce these statistics, unlike a lot of the polls that you'll see on that Clinton News Network or whatever. These are actual statistics that prove gun owners are the least people that commit crimes.
Yep. Sarge's out there says bingo. You nailed it. It's something else, man. I've they're adding to the statistics, but the statistics are going the wrong way. Good law-abiding citizens are dying for reasons they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I'm not envious of any law enforcement officer that's called upon to enforce laws, especially, I understand they're people, man. They're people. They may completely disagree with the law, their department, their superiors, but they still have to do the job. And I would never want to be put in that situation. Just stuff like this. It's a violation of the first. It's a violation of the second. It's a violation of the fourth. It's a violation of. I can keep fucking going, but I mean, it makes absolutely no sense why the extreme left has no idea that there's this thing in this country called a constitution. And that's what's really chapping my ass. Absolutely solid statement.
I think we go to the other side as far as I think we help prevent a lot of crimes, whether we know it or not.
And that's true. Unfortunately, we can't find the statistics on that because the statistics are nearly impossible to actually get. But it's somewhere between 800,000 and 3 million different crimes are prevented by concealed weapons holders that never have to pull a trigger.
Yeah, that's called the whole thing about, the difference between soft targets and hard targets. The criminals are going to go after soft targets. They're not going to go after someone that hey, that guy's carrying conceal because I can see him printing, or he's open carrying and it's right there. They're not going to go after those. Or if he just happens to be in a gas station and the guy was going to go rob it, well, there's a guy with a gun on his hip. Are they going to rob that place? Probably not.
Either not, or that person will be the first one they shoot at. They won't try to rob anything. They'll just start shooting at that particular guy, which could be me or you or any of us if we're printing or if we're open carrying. And I do open carry sometimes, but I try not to be obnoxious about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, Warsaw's got one out there. You want to post that up there, Scotsman? What about gun sanctuaries? Louisiana is a red flag state, yet all law enforcement have refused to follow them. Thoughts? More power to them. It's a violation of the Constitution. If it's a violation of their oath, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea what their oath is, but more than likely it's a violation of their oath too. And I would never ask any man or woman that has taken an oath to violate their oath. Now, utilizing the red flag when they have to, there's other laws that are already on the books. It doesn't make any sense at all why it even needs to be there. Enforce the laws we already got is my point.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. They don't want to. All they want to do is keep adding more and more and more, thinking that that'll solve the issue itself.
Yeah, apparently there was a video going around about a guy, and I've had some discussion with some other folks about it, that was open carrying in a Walmart. The guy was there getting like plumbing supplies or something is what it looked like in his cart. And somebody contacted law enforcement, said this guy's open carrying in the store. It's not like he was doing anything other than shopping for his plumbing supplies. 7 law enforcement officers show up. 7. And proceed to initially take the man's weapon from him and start like ridiculing him for carrying when there's so much going on in our country right now. And he's like, have I broken any laws? I'm not violating any laws, anything else. They ended up giving the firearm back to him. He reloaded and put it back into his holster. And then the store manager came over to one of the law enforcement officers, handed him a clipboard. That officer went to the gentleman and said, this is a national, you are banned from Walmart nationwide. Nationwide. You cannot go into a Walmart ever again, and you need to sign this.
Wow.
Not just this Woolworth, but all the Woolworths.
He signed it, and then they said, okay, now we have to leave. He's like, well, can I at least buy the things that I was here for? And they're like, nope, we're escorting you out. Now, I've heard from other sources that there is no, and in reading Walmart's policies and procedures on their website, few other little diggings that I've done, but I have heard that it's up to the discretion of the manager of the store as to how this is actually handled. To me, the way that particular time was handled was no store employee, no manager approached the individual. They contacted law enforcement, and law enforcement approached him first. So he was completely clueless as to what was happening there.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. This is a good one. I say this is a good one because I've had this happen too, where I was open carrying and I had people walk up and thank me for it. You know, you got a lot of people that do, and you got a lot of people that give you weird looks.
Yeah, down here where I'm at, you can't go a few days without seeing somebody open carrying in town, in any store. I mean, whether it's a small town or the small cities that's near me. I guess there just must be a big difference between large cities on the east and west coast than there is in the flyovers.
And most stores have control just like this. It's a private business. So you're on private property, so they can ask you to leave. But just like Sarge is saying here, it was handled poorly.
Yeah,
How it
it
is.
was handled very poorly. I mean, if they have a problem with it, us concealed carriers know that if we are requested to leave the premise, we leave the premise. Period.
Yeah,
There's no debating it. We just put one foot in front of the other and walk out.
yeah. If I was that dude, I wouldn't have signed shit. I'd have gotten my stuff and I'd have left. Screw buying whatever you were buying. Go somewhere else and buy it. But I would not have signed a damn thing. I'd have grabbed my stuff and walked out.
Yeah, I
What
don't
do
know
you
if they can force you to sign
Yeah,
it.
you can't force me to sign something saying I'm banned from Walmart.
I know in Pennsylvania you can't sign away your rights either.
Well, case dismissed. That would be a good question. Is it legal to be required to sign something stating that you were banned from those stores? Now, in retail places that I've worked for, we've had to ban people before. Now, nobody walks up to them and says, "Here, sign this document that says you're not allowed to come in here anymore." No, fuck that. No, the company sends somehow will get a hold of their address and send them a mail. Usually, it's done through law enforcement, and they have they have a law enforcement officer take a document out to them wherever they are, and the company doesn't even know where they live. But if there was such an event that made it to where they're not allowed to come ever back on the premise, then law enforcement was involved to begin with.
Now, when you're kicked out of a store, is this what you're saying? Because I was trying to read the side chat, so I wasn't listening totally. If somebody bans you from their store, they can put a no trespass order on you. And that's where the law enforcement has to go and tell you verbally. And what else? Is there any signatures that you have to sign for the police that you've been, you can't go in there anymore? You'll be charged with trespassing?
To my knowledge, that's exactly what it is. They would give you a no trespass order. The clerk constable or somebody would show up, knock on your door all friendly in the middle of the afternoon. "Sorry, Mr. Eats with Goats, but you're no longer allowed at the midget stripper club because of what conspired the night before last."
Or Walmart just called a red flag on you and they come knocking at 2 a.m. And that's eaten by goats, not eats with goats.
Oh, like you didn't snack on them things yourself.
Those aren't milk duds.
All right, case dismissed, guaranteed says no, it's verbal. They don't even have to make you sign anything, tell you not to come back.
I'm not sure I'd want to go back.
Just words work, he says. So if they tell you not to come back and you come back anyway, that's trespassing, and they can arrest you for that.
You notice how Daniel didn't have any comment to the midget stripper thing? He was only worried about his name.
Because he's been thrown out of the midget stripper place.
All those little pygmy goats, they keep biting. You know, they strip the skin right off of you. I know that's what you were saying.
They got little teeth and they're very sharp.
Yeah.
That's
They're made for cutting.
now I have been approached in Arizona at an IKEA. Said, sir, you're not allowed to carry a weapon in here. Said, oh, didn't know that. You didn't have a sign on your door. Yeah, we just don't have a sign on the door as of yet. Oh, okay. And I just started walking. Still pushing my cart. Do, 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 do. He didn't say that I had to leave, so I didn't leave. I didn't buy anything. I did, however, pick something up and put it like on the other side of the store and pick something else up and put it on the other side. I kind of, unfortunately made a little work for the people that were there working. I'm not proud. Now, I don't understand that statement. You guys know you have zero constitutional rights. In what aspect? Here on YouTube, because YouTube's a private company?
Period. The cops can do just about anything they want to you. The only recourse you got is go to court and fight it. They can charge you with anything. That's a given. But they've got to prove it in court. And that's the only recourse we have. And that's going to take a lot of money.
Yeah, and that's the flip side of these red flag laws too. Is you got to spend a lot of money up front just to get your stuff back, if you even get it back.
But like I've heard some of y'all say before, after the abuse they're going to put it through, do you want it back after that? Some yes, some no. And this whole thing is what the Second Amendment is about to begin with. In case you have to defend yourself against a tyrannical government. And it seems like it's getting more and more tyrannical every day.
It'll get worse before it gets better.
Well, yeah, but to state, that's the reason why I own this or the reason why I own that. To say that to the extreme leftists is, oh, well, you're paranoid. Oh, you're just blah, blah, blah. No, just a little over 200 years ago, it happened right here on this soil.
I don't want to freak your mind, Alan, but just because you're paranoid don't mean they're not really out to get you, right?
Ninjas on the roof.
That's not Santa Claus coming down the chimney.
Fuzz.
It was a very small situation.
But he had it well in hand.
Wait a minute. Jamie.
All right, so let's get to a lighter topic because you just downed the entire thing there for the last, 30 minutes. So going back to the biggest pussy on YouTube, how's I know you're getting the house going and stuff. So what's the next big project for you?
Big project on the house.
Any big project?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, we're still doing some stuff in the house. Not that there was anything wrong with the house, just making it our own and changing things that we want to have changed. So we're still doing some flooring stuff. I got this whole nice basement and studio and everything set up, and not too long from now, I'm going to end up pulling the carpet up from in here, and so I'm gonna have to move everything again. And I was like, why didn't I spend all this time setting it all up nice and new? But when I have to tear it all down and fix it again. But I wanted to get it set up because that's something that's still a little bit down the road, but not too far down the road. As far as other stuff, man, like I so want to get out and like do some shooting. It's been way too long. But it just seems like every time I get a chance, something else pops up. But hopefully I'm going up to the home range in Nipa here maybe this weekend, and maybe I'll bring some firearms with me and do some stuff up there. Maybe get the camera out, put something up on YouTube because I haven't in like 2 months.
Well, and I mean, yeah, going into a new house, there's always stuff that you want to do, and then there's the honey-do list. You'll accomplish your list a lot sooner, I suspect.
Yeah, I've got my things that I want to do, and then my wife's got her list of grand designs.
You got to do hers first, though. I'm sure.
Hopefully it hasn't been put onto that paper that kind of just folds onto itself. You grab it and it just unfolds like the schematics that you used to have to study.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now, those lists on jobs to do, it doesn't matter if it's her list or your list on things you want to get done or don't want to get it done. It's whoever's in control of the funding to get those jobs done.
Yeah. Well, I keep telling her that, if I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it. There's no need to nag me every 6 months about it.
But she's gonna.
Yeah.
They're kind of obligated to. They think all us males have this selective memory thing, and we do.
You're not supposed to admit that, Alan.
Oh, sorry, I forgot we were live.
It's a good job he's wearing headphones.
Yeah, see? I can say, I just got to keep my own voice down, so.
I can say anything I want because I've got her gun.
Yeah, I still would advise against that.
So I actually kind of had a proud moment the other day. Me and my wife were sitting on the couch, and I take her out shooting, and like she enjoys shooting and stuff. But we're sitting on the couch the other day watching TV, and she's like, "You got to go with me and look at some holsters because I want to start carrying." Yes, when?
Did the roof open up and the glorious lights come in and angels started singing?
It was great. It was like, yes, finally.
Oh, but then they start accessorizing beyond the holster. That's when that $500 or $600 gun turns into $1,000.
But it's almost been like a struggle to recondition myself to start carrying everywhere again, because being in Jersey for a while, I couldn't, and especially being on base most of the time, I couldn't. So like, I'll catch myself about to go out the door, and I'll be like, "Wait, what am I doing?" Go back inside.
Good job, Sarge.
Yeah, but I think Sarge was actually talking about moving himself off the recliner.
Hey, you still beat it.
Yeah.
So, Swede, what state did you move to, brother?
PA. It's kind of home for me. I grew up in PA, so it's time to go back to PA.
Around Philadelphia.
A little bit north of Philly. It took me, I guess it was about 35 minutes to get down there this morning. And then, coming back a little bit more traffic, but, 35, 40 minutes or so. That's like down South Philly. Yeah, now Philly is almost like Jersey, where they're very anti-gun and they try to tell people you can't carry in Philly, but PA, the state smacks them back a little bit and says, hey, you can't say that. So basically the best that Philly can do is say that you can't open carry in the city. But they've tried to say, oh, you can't carry in the city. Yeah, no, sorry, can't say that.
Yeah, that's like when I was a kid. My grandmother washed my mouth out with soap for saying bad words, and she gave me a spanking after that. She said, "You better not ever let me hear those words come out of your mouth again." And then she said, "Now, what did you learn from this?" And I said, "I learned I better not ever let you hear me say those words again."
Yep.
Yeah, Philly has tried to set their own rules up, and it's crazy. They're very anti-gun there.
I just learned to like the taste of zest. Yeah, I really didn't like the dial very much, and the oil of Olay was horrible, but zest, that wasn't too bad.
But the ivory.
Oh, ivory, man. With a little bit of pepper and some Tabasco, maybe.
I tell you what, you've had no soap until you have an Irish Spring.
Does it taste like it smells, or
I mean, it's like sandpaper. I mean, if you got anything on your teeth, I mean, you use it to whiten it and everything else. It's hard, it's gritty, and it tastes really nasty.
boy, you do anything like that nowadays to try and teach a child, and you're going to jail.
Yeah, I guess you can go blind from that,
A Bearded CB says that ivory wasn't bad, but I'm not sure if I would go by whatever Bearded CB says.
Yep, there you go. That's a perfect comment right there.
Yeah.
That's one way they get you. There's no way for you to know all of them. I've said it before. I travel the country a lot, and I try to research where I'm going and where I'm traveling through to make sure I don't violate any of these laws. But you never know. If they just added something to the books, I may not know that yet. So it's always impossible.
Yeah, it seems like the big cities are the ones that try to say you're not allowed to have guns, and that's where you need them the most.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a number of different apps out there that you can put on your phone that will tell you from this state to this state to this state, but a lot of them don't break down for the cities, for each individual city or township or whatever tent hut. You can be under the impression that you're perfectly legal doing what you're doing and be rolling through a south part of a city. I stopped living in Arizona, I stopped in Vegas once, and I was actually kind of curious. I stopped a law enforcement officer. I said, "Okay, I'm a concealed carrier. Is there anywhere I can't be?" He's like, "Oh, just don't carry in North City in North Vegas." I'm like, wait a minute. So is there a particular street or something that I need to be worried about? If I cross the road, am I going to be in violation? He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just don't carry in North City. I'm like, what's that mean?
If Chico's still out there, he can probably expand on this a little bit. But in Multa County, metropolitan areas like Atlanta, you got 3 or 4 counties that come together and merge right there. So, one county may be totally different from the other. And then the city inside the city limits may be totally different from that. So it can get confusing.
Yep. Doesn't take much. Before you know it, you're a criminal.
While there's a pause, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to jump out here. Thanks for having me, Scotsman, Alan, rest of the guys. Appreciate
Good to
being
see you,
here.
man.
See you, Phil.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, great to see you in good health, man. I'm glad you got out and did a little bit of something. We'll hope to see you out here soon, man.
Yep. So thank you guys for having me. Till we meet again.
Later,
Good.
Phil.
See you, brother.
No, Warsaw, you can't tell us anything.
Well, you can tell us, but we may not listen. I mean,
We might get
depends upon the tone of the voice. If it's anything that resembles, like Tactical Swede's wife, he may not listen. The rest of us will.
but we might not get you an answer for 5.5 months.
It's funny. I had a friend of mine posted some pictures on Facebook, me and my wife, and he sends me a message and he's like, damn, your wife's hot. You must be a hell of a salesman. I don't know what to tell you, man. I hit the lotto.
I think most of us, that's the best sales job we ever done.
Yeah, facts. I married up for sure.
I must be a crappy salesman.
Just a good radio host.
Alan, what you got to do when you're looking for women, you got only approach the ones that have white canes.
There you go. Then it's all about the tone and not the visual.
There you go.
Ray Charles still could pick out the pretty women, even though he was blind. Well, he'd shake their hands with both hands and he'd feel their wrist like that. So that way he could tell which ones were the big chicks. Yeah, I'm going to get myself kicked out of here.
Not by me, you ain't.
Yeah, I don't know. People that are out there looking for the one. What happens if my one lives on the other side of the planet where there's no 4G? She's got no internet. I'm never gonna meet her. I'm more looking for one of them. That way I can roll over and say, "Oh, you're one of them."
There is no one specific one, Alan. It's the one that you make the one, brother.
There you go.
Yeah, I think you just need to stop looking and just wait till it actually shows up.
Well, just let them show up. Let them come to me. Let them come to me. In the meantime, I'll just start reloading 10 millimeter. This weasel of a character sent me a freaking turret press, and man, I'm telling you, that's going to speed up production. That's going to help. And I still haven't gotten my dies for 10 millimeter yet, but I'm going to very shortly. And then I'm going to start on the rabbit hole of 10 millimeter. I pretty much got a good dialing in on my 9s, but I'm going to start working the 10 millimeters before I start actually working rifle, I think.
Loading 10 millimeter is much safer than women, brother. Just saying.
Probably cheaper too.
Oh yeah.
And they don't leave you list that you have to ignore for 5.5 months.
I'm working on 30-30 right now. I said I wanted to do a 30-30 series on my channel, and everybody's jumping in, making a bunch of videos. So Walter Coates put his out today, so it's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm itching to get going. Every time I walk in a room back there, I got the little box with my care package from Scotsman. I'm like, God, I got to get that thing set up and start going. But I too much other shit going on. But I got to make some time.
Yeah, I gave Chico the secret location that he went to work.
That's good. That's good that brass got picked up. Hopefully he found all that other brass out there too. Yeah. I mean, is it going to make any difference at all if I look specifically for 10 millimeter dies, or do I just get 40 dies and call it good? I mean, you think there's going to even be any price difference? Is it going to be really?
If you find some 40 millimeter, if you find a 10 millimeter specific, let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, you just get the 40, man. The 40, and you can do both.
Yeah, because I mean, 10 millimeter is making a resurgence, and so I didn't know if they had started in on some of the manufacturers started in on really pumping out dies yet or not. I know it's just dialing them in different with the 40 dies.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's the same like with 44 Magnum versus 44 Special. You just different cents on the length. That's it.
38, 357.
Yep.
And then there was crickets.
Yeah.
I'm having fun in the side chat. I had to ask Razor that question. I hope he doesn't know how to find me and kill me, and he has a good sense of humor.
Well, he has my phone number, so I can tell him where to find you.
Yeah.
Damn right. There we go. There's a comment. Because 11's better than 10. It's got one more.
Well, then why don't you just have 12?
because this one goes to 11.
I mean, I thought we was in America. Let's get rid of this metric stuff, millimeters and stuff, micrometers, centimeters. Let's go just gauges. But that would mean I'd have to get rid of my 9 millimeters.
Why?
Oh, just got to answer Big Papa's question. No, I am not ready for bow season. It's still too hot here to even consider getting into the woods.
Yeah, for some reason it's stupid hot still. I don't know why. Normally it's colder by now.
Yeah.
It was like 90 degrees here today.
It was so hot. It's been so hot, it cooked all the hair off the top of my head.
Mine too.
It's working on mine. I just keep spraying it on, and
We had a cool weekend. Well, a couple of days this past week were a little bit cooler, but it's still just today made up for it. It's like 93 again. There's Walter Coates out there in the side chat. I seen your video, Walter. I think I made a comment.
Hey, you want to run through the side chat? We haven't done that yet, I don't think, for a while.
oh yeah, not for a minute, not for a minute. The participations list right now is reading off as Armament and Axis, Bearded CB82 Outdoors, Big Papa, Brody 556, C4 Defense, Chico Wise, Chris 338, AOK Forging and Adventures out there. Got Coates Brothers Firearms. Daniel got in my judge here in the room. Jesse B Outdoors, Josh Benware, Kyle Lusk, Old Man out there, Razor JB, Robin Jones, the Poor Conservative, Texas Outlaw, Michael Sines, Treads out there, Walter Davis, Warsaw Patriot, throwing some good stuff out there. The one, the only Mighty Zeus is out there as well. That's the participations list at the moment. Coates Brothers Firearms, welcome to you. I hadn't actually seen the name before, but that doesn't amaze me. I don't know a lot of people out there.
Coach is good people. I think he just threw up a 30-30 video too. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm pretty sure he threw one up earlier.
He did, and he's shooting a light load and a full-on rifle load. So, yeah, Walter's good people.
Well, and another thing that we have not done as of yet is a gun check. So if we could start off with the biggest pussy on YouTube himself, the Tactical Swede.
Yeah. So, as per usual, got the lovely, awesome HKVP9. Rocking in the Harry's Holsters Insider.
Harry's Holster for when you don't want to blow your dick off. JH586, do you have a firearm, sir?
I have the CZ75 on my side. Safe. And I have the original assault rifle, a Marlin 336 chambered in 30-30. If you
Very
don't
good. Very, very good.
assault weapon, you can ask George Custer.
Yeah, propaganda terminology established by assault weapon and assault rifle, completely different things, but we'll talk about that later. Eaten by goats. Do you have a firearm near you that's not your wife's?
Well, of course, the PO1 Omega CZ action, and yes, it is safe and locked and loaded.
Love Tread's comment there. 4 CZs and an HK because it's looking like that's the way it's going.
Well, me personally, no CZ. The Rock Island 10 millimeter 1911. She is cocked and locked and ready to rock. Beautiful. Absolutely love this thing. I sleep with it at night. I do inappropriate things to it. I probably shouldn't say that.
Don't worry, sweet. I'll get it back to where it needs to be.
And
The
also
97P, the 45.
the
No Smith and Wesson tonight.
Always, brother, but I got the CZ beside me too.
Mine's just right up there. So
no, I'm still carrying the PO7 Urban Gray, the 5-inch 1911. She's ended up on the bedside. But I don't know how long that's going to be. Just depends upon if I can find a good holster to carry her around in or not.
Oh, I'm sure I can find you a good holster.
Just because I am so in love with the damn 10 millimeter.
Inside waistband or outside?
In odd form, I'm almost thinking outside the waistband.
All right, I got you covered.
Because we're going into winter, and I'll still be able to conceal it with a good holster outside the waistband.
I'll send you a link. We got a good local company here that makes some nice leather holsters. They do a pretty good job. And they're real reasonable in price. So, Jamie, I don't know if you know this one or not because I haven't loaded any 10 millimeter yet, but Coates Brothers out there, 10 millimeter what powders?
I have not loaded any 10 millimeter, but I'm assuming that would be some of your slower type. Brody's saying accurate number 7. I was thinking 7, 2400, H110, stuff like that, kind of like the 357 and 44 Magnum type powders.
All right.
I can look it up. I have my manual right here.
Ghost Rider says blue dot. Alaskan Andy says unique. Yeah, getting into loading 10 millimeter is something that's going to happen very shortly in my future.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd use unique or not. It's my problem with unique is it seems to be real smoky.
I guess it depends on what bullet you want to load in it. They're showing 231 and accurate number 9 are their most accurate loads. Accurate number 9 keeps popping up in nearly every single one of them. Power pistol. I use power pistol for 45 and 357 Magnum. That might be a good one. And 800X for the 200 grain.
Yeah, I like power pistol a lot.
Power pistols, they've got it listed for their most accurate load for the 180 grain jacketed hollow point, the Hornady, that XTP bullet. Yeah. And that is item number 40060 from Hornady, if you want to go buy some of those. And they're 8.0 grains at 1,209 feet per second.
And Chico Wise is saying HS6 for 10.
He's already been working on yours.
He's already reloading that brass he picked up at the pistol range.
Well, it all depends. Like what weight of bullet are you shooting?
Yeah, that's something I've been looking at is what rounds I'm actually going to put in it. I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah,
Let me know when you get it figured out, Alan.
200 grain blue dot. That's getting the best speeds out of that.
I kind of like. I've played around with it with a friend of mine, and accurate number 7 is a pretty stand-up powder, no matter what bullet you're going to use, because it's nice and slow burning.
I think you got an offer there, buddy.
What?
Talking to Alan.
Hey, wowzers. Friggin' sweet, old man.
Well, howdy, Kyle.
Well, hey, brother.
Welcome back from vacation.
Well, thank you very much. I was actually amazingly surprised at the speed of the Crazy Scotsman. He's not missing a lick. I popped in there, and within about 0.8 of a second, boop, here we are. I wasn't even ready.
I was hoping it was someone else.
Well, I'll leave. Oh, hell, I don't care. I've almost got everything ready in the reloading room to turn my bench sideways in the middle and have all my presses mounted at the same time. That way I don't have to change anything. Say it.
Modern Mountain Man, I'm sure you know this, but I feel like it needs to be said. When you the Nosler book is focused around Nosler bullets, so keep that in mind.
So is the Hornady, yeah.
All of them are, yeah.
You got to play with that.
Then the powder manufacturers' websites that you go to get data, they're focused on their particular powder. So,
oh, come on.
That's why I always like to have multiple books.
yeah, I kind of center on the Lyman 50th. We ran the Swede off. I'm sorry. We'll start talking about something else, man.
It won't be long before he's talking about it too, man. He's almost ready to put that press up.
It's a bug that bites you hard. There's reloading from the hot pot. Hadn't seen him for a while. Of course, he's on the road. Hey,
Yeah, he is all over the place. Reloading's been just constant bugging, dropping hook, it seems like.
Oh, crap.
Hello.
It's work. I'm not supposed to be back till tomorrow. Give me a minute.
Well, you just don't answer.
One ringy dingy, two ringy dingies. Go ahead, Daniel. You know it. Is this the party to whom I am speaking?
Yeah. We need your payment here on the new presses that you got.
Speaking of payment on presses, $135. Lyman All American 8, Midway, USA.
Yeah, can't go wrong, man. I don't like the priming system on it, but other than that, great press.
I hand prime anyway. I believe in hand priming. Gives you another opportunity to have your hands on the case and just inspect it a little bit.
Yep.
So what's up with all these mechanical, brass cleaners you guys got? What's your favorite? What's the best way to do it? Because I just been cleaning mine by hand.
All right, sorry, had to get the
Like
had to get
with a toothbrush, you just scrub it with a toothbrush by hand, or
I've been using a Scotch-Brite.
You guys think he's joking. He's been that bored and that set for time that he's literally doing them one by one.
I did 500 brass. It only took me 3 days.
I saw his setup.
He ain't lying.
No, I'm not lying. I swear to God. That's the sad part. I'm not lying.
The old vibrating corn cob press, that thing, it just isn't getting it anymore. I mean, are you supposed to replace that broken up corn cob after you use it for 4 years, or just keep on going?
Well, you keep on going, they'll give it a nice luster, but it won't clean nothing.
If you want it clean, you got to use walnut. If you want it shiny, you use corn and the vibratory. So I mix both, half and half. But what I've done is you can go the way I did and go to Harbor Freight and get you a rock polisher, or you can do what Kyle did and get the Frankfurt Arsenal, that big old thing, which is regular price about $179. But
I got it on a Black Friday deal or something. It was like $70 or something. If you want it really clean, wet tumble it with the primer out.
Well, Tread here, he suggests the Harbor Freight small cement mixer.
that'll do it. You just put in some lemon shine and Dawn, throw it all in the cement mixer, and
Actually, here's a Chico moment. I have a Chico moment. You can go online to Amazon and get a 10-pound bag of citric acid. It's powdered citric acid in a 10-pound bag. Quarter teaspoon in your Frankfurt Arsenal. You no longer need lemon shine, and it's a lot cheaper than lemon shine.
Yeah, 10-pound bag will last till his grandkids.
Oh yeah. I think I paid like $9 for this 10-pound bag. Yeah, quarter teaspoon at a time. Done. I also use it in my dishwashing detergent and stuff like that because I've went full homestead over here because I'm broke as shit because my ex-wife is milking me for every nickel that I'm worth. But that's neither here nor there.
Well, can you use that to make lemonade also?
If you really don't mind the taste and you have a lot of sugar.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all about the sugar.
It's all about the sugar, baby. I can't believe we just had this conversation.
There's
My
Idaho.
dog is still barking.
Hey, Idaho.
What's funny is I have one wore out dog. sent her with a coworker of mine who happens to be my shop foreman. But between her and her husband, they have 6 kids, and they're between ages. I can't even keep track of it anymore. Like 6 and 17. Baloo hadn't been the same since. She's just the laziest thing. All she wants to do is take a nap, and I love it. We got up this morning. She went outside and took care of business, and we laid down on the couch for another 3 hours. It was great. Anyway, carrying on.
Soros just says, quit messing around, just get a cement truck.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll definitely get her done.
I think you
Especially if you're cleaning a lot of 50 cal.
You can get one of the small cement mixers from Harbor Freight for like $125, and it'll hold like, what is it, 20 gallons? 20 gallons of water?
Trev,
That's what, 7,500,000 cases?
Oh, yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
So, Sweet, have you been prepping anything and getting ready for the reloading process? Since I know you're getting close to getting ready to mount the press.
Yeah, I haven't really done anything with it yet. Like it's sitting in a box in there on the bench, and I look at it every time I go in there, but I haven't really done anything with it yet.
That's terrible. What do we need to do to guilt you into
Well, all this talk of reloading is doing a good job of it. So
you know, somebody's got to come up and say something that is going to echo through your brain every time you see that box. I just
All right, Swede, what do you shoot?
for the most part, 9 and 223 556.
Okay.
Although a little bit of 300 in there.
Okay, even better. How much you paying every time you fire the trigger on 300?
300 a lot.
Now, you want to make your own brass? Now there's commercially available brass. It's still a lot more money, but you can make it out of 223 brass.
Right. Just
If
cut
you
it
buy the
down.
proper stuff. And I'm reloading 300 blackout for about 8 to 12 cents a round, depending. That's not even a word. Depending on what projectile that I load in it.
Yeah, that'll do.
And a lot of that is using store-bought brass. Well, not store-bought, but we have a what do you call it? A discount link with Fancy Brass Co. And he'll ship you 50, 100, 250, 1,000, 500, whatever you want. He'll ship it right to your door, and it's pretty damn cheap. You just use the Reloaders Network link, get on the Reloaders Network and get the link and type it in.
let me show you what I've been working on, Swede. I got 2 sets of 270 rounds, 2 different bullets. These are to test for hunting and for 1,000-yard range shooting. I've got 35 Remington hunting rounds in both store-bought bullets. This is the Hornady FTX, and my cast 200 grain bullets, powder-coated turquoise. And I have some 30-30 bullets right here that we're starting our 30-30 series. I got 2 loads loaded up for these already and working on a third. So these are some cast bullets that MCK sent me. These are 116 grains. They'll be flying. And these are some berries bullets. There you go. This camera's backwards, y'all. And then I'm loading some of these right here. Hornady FTX 160 grain 308s in the 30-30 for hunting and testing for that series. And I've got brand new Remington brass with those. So there's a lot of stuff you can do.
Yeah.
You guys that are reloaders out there, if I can have just a second to promote the Reloaders Network and something that we've got going on over there. Any of you guys, Tread probably knows what I'm going to say. Walter does too. There's a link on the Reloaders Network, and I wished I had found it and copied it so I could paste it here for y'all. But the makers of that Quick Loads software for reloading, you can enter the different variables and it'll tell you exactly what you can expect from the round. It'll give you the expected velocity and that kind of thing. Tread, go do something, buddy. Anyway, but there's a 10% affiliate discount. No money's going to. It's a strict discount for you guys that if you're interested in Quick Loads, that's a very good program, and you can get 10% off from the link on the Reloaders Network right now. And you guys that are just getting into reloading, like you, Swede, you can learn a whole lot from a lot of very experienced people at the Reloaders Network.
Yeah. Yeah. Like short of powder and primers, I pretty much got everything that I need to do 9mm, courtesy of Scotsman and Chico. So that's probably the first venture I'll take, and then definitely looking into doing some 300 because that's a little pricey.
It's not when you reload it, brother. Especially, well, when I started reloading it, I was making my own brass, so I had the price of a chop saw and high speed trimmers and all this stuff to do it in a comparative fashion. It has to be cost effective. So versus store bought, but now the price of brass has dropped a lot.
Yeah.
You can still make your own brass. It's still a lot cheaper. But it's really, you're going to save a lot of money if you just buy store bought brass.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I go over there and hit him up.
Yeah. I shoot more 9 than anything else for the most part. So, I mean, that's my, most, the one that I'm probably going to start doing first. Plus I have all the stuff, because, people send me shit.
Well, and honestly,
unsolicited mail,
Quit complaining.
swag. Yeah. Swag.
and honestly, Swede, you'll shoot more 9 the more you reload it until you shoot a 10.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I still love my 45. I love my 9, but I shoot quite a bit of 40. I love it. And I'm sorry, it's just not metric. Hey. And tack, it was a 70 because I didn't know what was going on with everybody else, because when you have multiple people on here, we like to mute ourselves. That's what we do.
40 would be my carry round of choice as well, if I'm not carrying the 357 Magnum. Of your quote-unquote pistol calibers, 9, 40, and 45, I'll take the 40.
I'll take the 44 Magnum.
That wasn't one of the choices, brother.
Hey, man, you can't limit me. It's free speech.
I know. I understand exactly where you're coming from. I've seen you shoot, and I love it. I'm a semi-automatic kind of guy. 44s, and I have 32s. I have 22s. I have 32s. I already said that. I got all kinds of revolvers, but I like the capability of if I didn't hit you with the first 6 shots, I'll scare you to death with the first set. Or fling that sumbitch at you. A Glock. I'm more of an M&P guy.
There's something about a 310 grain bullet, just itching to do what it needs to do.
You know, the PO1, 16 in the mag, 1 in the pipe at 17. That's a lot of love to pass around.
Did I tell you what? Like one thing I love this VP9. I love it, but one thing that pisses me off about the VP9 is whoever designed their fucking magazines, because this thing is the same exact size as my SIG P320, full size. That one holds 17, and this holds 15. I'm like, it's the same size magazine. Like, what? Who designed this piece of shit?
Well,
Whatever,
do you
15.
like your salsa hot or medium?
What's that?
Do you like your salsa hot or medium?
I'm a hot guy. I'm married to a Mexican, so everything's hot.
All right, Sweet,
Okay.
how long have you lived outside of New Jersey now? How long has it been since you moved out of Jersey?
Like a month.
Okay. Now that you've moved out, you've got these decisions to make. Bags that hold 15 or 17. Okay? It's a good thing.
No,
It's a
bad.
good problem.
All right, the hot salsa is a 9mm. Oh, camera's backwards. I'm being eaten up by Jamie. The medium is 44 Magnum, and these are 265 grain. Just
Chunks of love.
yeah, lug nuts. And I have a sleep ass German Shepherd right here. I tell you what, you leave them with a friend for a week, they come back lazier than hell. I don't know. Okay, I didn't bring out any crickets in my pocket. No, somebody say something.
I was just thinking about a 310 grain, 4.430 diameter pill moving at 1,500 feet per second.
I got them right here, and we were shooting them. And me and you were both like, this is just ignorant.
I think
They were still,
those were going more like 1,500 feet per second.
well, they were a little bit slower, but still, it was like, oh, that's just stupid.
They pack a punch, man. That's what I like about them. They pack a punch.
It's like getting shot with a minivan at 900 feet per second. I mean, what do you want?
Alan, go ahead and tell him. I know you're ready to tell him. Same thing I want to tell him.
No, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Now go ahead, we're listening.
The whole reason for this is to get to this.
There you go.
Oh, y'all can't see that. Never mind. I'm not going to tilt the. Oh, you're looking at a 10mm carbine?
No. Yeah, I'd love to, but no, I wish. In all actuality, I think 10mm would be very, very well served in a PCC. And I have no idea why a lot of manufacturers haven't jumped on that bandwagon. I know CMMG, everybody pumped out a bunch of videos about the Banshee. And
There's a few of them out there, man.
I mean, everybody and their brother pumped out a video all on the same day about that damn Banshee. And I've had CMMG rifles before. And so them turning out a 10mm Banshee, dude, that's another temptation, big temptation, because I do think the 10mm is going to be very well served in a pistol caliber carbine.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to blow your mind. A high point 40 caliber carbine, 200 grain, cast lead bullet. I have to dig it up in my phone, but I think it was like 1,700 feet per second. A 200 grain cast lead bullet. dead nuts accurate 200 yards. It was great. The high point feels like a plastic stormtrooper piece of garbage, but it shoots good.
Well, and it's heavier than fucking hell.
So
Well,
if
I mean,
you run out of ammo, you can hit them with it.
What are you looking for? You
And
want to be a stormtrooper, carry a light ass gun that you can't hit shit with? Or you,
The
do you wanna-
stormtroopers can't hit shit anyway.
No. It's okay. Never mind. She hadn't moved. God. Worthless.
Well, my buddy MCK, when we got together up at Dead Zero, he had what was that?
That was the Keltec Sub 2000.
Exactly, a 9mm with a red dot on it, and that thing was. I was banging a 6-inch piece of steel at 65 yards. Like
That sucker was fun.
that was real fun. And of course, the lever guns in 44 Magnum, that's just excellent.
Yeah.
44 Magnum in a lever gun kicks harder than a 30-30.
There's no kick.
Depends on how you load it, brother. Depends on what bullet you're loading too. You load that flat nose crap, yeah, you're not getting there.
Well, he shot some of the 310 grainers out of the lever.
You talking about the Georgia Boy bullets?
No. I had some 310 grainers with me when I was there. He shot those.
I didn't shoot anything that hurt.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't hurt.
See?
Yeah, Chico.
I don't know if we can ask Chico that or not.
Yeah, he's in the side chat. He was telling me that was a sub 2000, but I've never heard anybody say that a 8mm Mauser was shoulder torture. Chico.
He didn't shoot that 444 Marlin either, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Did he? Did he? Okay.
Well,
He shot
there's
everything,
no
man. He was not
information that
afraid.
I
He
hadn't
just
heard
went
of.
up to the plate.
Yeah, I didn't think he was scared. He bellied up to everything like, here we go. And then we like to watch him flinch.
he went right to the Smith & Wesson Biohazard, didn't flinch, you know.
Oh yeah, that was great. He was the first one to kill the target, I think.
Yep.
C4 Defense, that's going to be my next acquisition, brother. Congratulations on that. So are we going to talk about our project? Scotsman.
Yep, I got it right here.
I was about to say, looks like he's searching for links.
I wasn't searching. I just had to copy it. But for those that didn't know, Jack Needs Our Help is back up and running thanks to JH586. He has kindly helped out and got that back up and running. So there's a link in the description of this video, and there's also a link right up there in the chat.
Thumbs up, brother. Thanks for the help.
We've already hit the 400 that we needed, but if you guys saw Mr. Holster's video last week, he has been basically given the all clear. However, he still has to go back for PET scans, and they're about $3,000 a piece out of pocket. So we have a goal out there of $1,000, and I know you guys can make it happen. So I think we can go ahead and try and raise that full $1,000. And again, if you guys want in for the giveaway of this bad boy right here and the single stage press, then just send me an email with a copy of your donation and we'll get you all put in there. And as soon as we hit that $1,000 mark, we'll do the giveaway.
What do you have there?
That's a 458 SOCOM.
That might not be one that I want to pay forward because I kind of might want one of those. So I've been paying it forward on everything else, but I don't know. I might just put 2 entries in and pay one forward, and let you know which one's mine. So
Yep, just let me know, man. But yeah, so thanks to Jamie, brother. Big thank you to you, man, for helping out.
great, thank you. Great, thank you.
We're back up on the roll, and hopefully we'll have it done here pretty soon, and, and then we can do the giveaway, and someone will have a nice 458 upper and a press.
Let's just get it done. Let's just get it done. Let's get it done tonight. Let's do it tonight.
We got 5 minutes of the show left. I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay, one thing we need y'all to do, if you make a donation and you want to be entered into the drawing, you need to send the Scotsman or myself an email and tell us that, show us the receipt where you've made your contributions, because I've been getting a lot of notifications from GoFundMe.
Throw your links up. Throw your links up.
That say, like, Chris donated $50 or Bo.
No, put your links up where we have to email the copy of the thing. Put your email address up there so I can email you a screenshot of my donation. That's what I'm saying. Tack, good night. Good night, hon. Hope you have a great night. I know you got to go. All right, there's the Crazy Scotsman's right there. There's Jamie's right there. Jamie, highlight it, or Scotsman, highlight it. Whoever's got the gavel here. All right, that's where we got to send the confirmations of it. Now, Jamie, I'm sorry. Please continue. I knew I didn't have too much time, so I want to make sure they sent the confirmation to the right email.
I'm so used to you, Kyle. I love you.
I love you, brother.
Yeah, we spend most of our Friday nights together, if y'all don't know. So there's Uncle Jim. But I was just saying to make sure you get us a notification, because when I see a notification from GoFundMe that says, say Alan donated $20. Well, there's a lot of Allens out there. We don't know who Alan may be, or Chris, or whatever. So we need you to send us those notifications and let us know who you are, so that we can get you entered into the drawing.
That's what I was saying, Uncle Jim. It could be Sabered Stallion 223. You didn't know it was Chris. I had to. I just had to.
Okay, let me mute. Go ahead, Scotsman.
You're good, man. Go ahead. Good old Kyle.
Yeah, he keeps me in line, man. Don't let me slack off for nothing. So
Yeah. I will be putting out another video. I'll probably try and get it out tomorrow. Just be a quick short video, let you guys know and give you the basic directions again. But we'll get that done. I was going to try and do it the other day and just never got to it. But I'll get it done here in the next day or so.
Have a good night, C4.
But with that being said, we are getting to that time, and I do have to go to work. So we will start going through the room, and we'll start with the biggest pussy on YouTube who's giving it a thumbs down already.
Yeah, work, boo. We don't like work. I gotta go to work tomorrow, so. Yeah, man, it was great to be on here again. Appreciate the link as always. It seems like it's been forever since we either did a chat or, I think the last one I wasn't able to do. But yeah, it's always great hanging out with you guys. Hopefully, like I said, we'll get some videos rolling here again soon. get that damn press set up so I can start going with that whole journey, jumping down that rabbit hole. But yeah, man, great to be with you guys.
Awesome. Always good to see you, man. You know, we'll get you rocking and rolling in our press as soon as we can.
Amen.
All right. Eaten by goats.
I'm just wondering, is that a pistol Kyle's puppy's chewing on?
No, that's her snout.
Oh, okay. Kind of look like a nice, very nice puppy chew toy.
No, that's a rope. For it.
That'd be a Glock, right?
Yeah.
It's a rope doodad with a tire bone in the middle of it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. Go ahead. All right.
Well, Scotsman and Alan, thanks for inviting me on. Swede, Jamie, and Kyle, nice talking to you. And if Phil ever watches the rerun to see what he missed, it's nice talking to you on the chat here too. And the folks in the side chat, hey, nice seeing y'all again. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely, man. Always good to see you. Kyle, what you got, buddy?
I got exactly worse. She's more laid out. Okay, anyway. I put out a video today about swapping over to get ready for fall and wintertime, just in case bags in your trunk or whatever. I'm going to do all that. I've got the living table cleaned off, had it cleaned off. Now it's full of crap, and I got to go through it. And I'm going to make a video, and we're going to pack about 6 bags at the same time. I've got this girl that is just begging me to go to bed. She wishes I had pants on because she's been trying to grab my leg, saying, "Let's go to bed." And it hadn't happened. But thanks for having me on.
We're all wishing that, Kyle.
One more time.
We're all wishing you had pants on. Go ahead.
I've got shorts on. Am I hanging out? Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, well, okay. Hang on. Let me scooch everything down there. Thank you for pointing that out. I now feel more empowered. But no, that's what I got coming up. We're going to go through some bullshit gear, some really good gear, and it's all going to be on the cheap side because let's face it, I'm divorced. I can't afford the really good stuff, but I can tell you what not to buy. So we're going to go through a bunch of gear. I'm not kidding you. I got like 6 packs of gear worth of shit on the damn kitchen table in there. Yeah, we're having macaroni and cheese and bacon. She's all right with that, so we're good. That's all I got.
You sure?
Yep.
All right. Jamie, my brother.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for putting up with me, you guys, and thanks to everybody in the side chat for coming out. We're doing a 30-30 series on my channel. Lots of guys are jumping in. We've got Lee safety scales to blow up. We're looking forward to that. I'll be doing me and Scotsman will be working to get this straightened out about. If you made a donation Friday night, you'll probably be getting a email from me, so you need to be expecting that, and we'll get your screen name or whatever and put you in make sure you get in the drawing if you want to be. So we're going to do our due diligence to get this straightened out. You guys are welcome to come and join us on Friday nights on the Georgia Shooting Connection. Uncle Jim usually has a chat on Saturday night, and always, when we can, check out the Scotsman on Sunday night. Check out the Reloaders Network, Slack, and Headspace. You'll have fun over there.
Awesome. Good deal. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Thanks to everyone. Side chat. Appreciate everyone out there. Appreciate my awesome panel, as always. Always good to see everyone. And with that being said, Alan, what you got?
Well, you know, the side chat has been absolutely ridiculous tonight. I like to see that. Absolutely love to see that. We've had a couple of the good staples up in here, guys that we haven't been able to catch for a little while. Much obliged to everybody that joined in. I've got a few things in the works. May not be within the next week. In between regular life and trying to get some other ducks in a row. But I do have some things in the works. So nevertheless, altogether, make sure you keep your magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Thank you so much.